Hello everyone, this is Joe here with Joe Talks, and today we are going to build a hearth for a pellet stove that my wife and I bought. It's going to go right here in the corner of our living room, and as you can see here, I've got a stove board for the floor, and then I've got a second one that I'm going to put on the wall, and then we are going to cover the board on the floor with some 12 by 12 by 1.5, I think is what they are, paver stones that I just picked up from Lowe's. And so these stove boards, I picked these up from Lowe's, and these are type 2 stove boards. And the type 2 stove boards are really meant to provide a thermal layer of protection to protect for heat transfer. And then the stones that we're putting on will act as a type 1 barrier. So a type 1 barrier is a barrier that you have in place to protect against embers and things of that nature. And realistically, this type 2 board, they actually advertise it as being thermally sufficient to act as a type 1. At least that's what it says on the front of the box. But I'm going to go ahead and put the stone on there just for an added layer of protection. I probably don't necessarily need that since it's a pellet stove, but if this were a wood stove, you absolutely would want that type 1 barrier as a stone. Now, don't take my word for any of that. Please do your own research, consult a professional. That's just information I picked up. I just plugged it into Grok, and that's what the results I got. But anyway, I think this is going to be more than sufficient. Plan to have the base on the bottom, one layer on the wall, and then I think I may end up getting a third one just to go a little bit higher on the wall to provide some protection. And so I'm going to put those stones on here, and then I've got some high temp silicone that I'm going to put in between the stones just to make sure that they're sealed in case any embers were to get down in between the stones. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get those blocks put in. The blocks I'm using again are the 12 by 12 by about 1.5 inch blocks. I think those are actually a little smaller than 12 inch. They're like 11.7 I think by 11.7. So on this 36 by 48, I am going to end up with a little bit of a black edge that's going to be exposed, which I think is going to be fine. It'll look okay. One thing I do want to point out on these stove boards, if you go to order these from Lowe's, at the time of this video, the description on the Lowe's website is wrong. The part number for the 28 by 32 stove board has in the description 36 by 48, and vice versa, the 36 by 48 in the description says 28 by 32. So keep that in mind if you go to order these. As logic would dictate, the cheaper one is really the 28 by 32, and then the more expensive one is the 36 by 48. So be careful when you order that, because I did end up getting the wrong ones to start with, and unfortunately in that description, that's the only place on the whole posting that I could find where it told you what size the board was. So I ended up having to return those and get the correct size. But so now I do have the 26 or 36 by 48 size, and that should be enough to give me the required 6 inches in the front, 6 inches along either side, and then a minimum of 2 inches in the back. And that's what Comfort Built recommends for the safety distances around the edge of the pellet stove. And so on those blocks, I am going to put some sealant in between the blocks, so making that a type 1 protective barrier. I don't want to take a chance of any embers in the event that I do get some out here falling down in the cracks. I don't think it would cause a problem, but just to make sure, I am going to put some silicone in between the blocks. And I'm using some fire rated silicone, so you probably don't want to use just regular silicone. You want to make sure you have some high temp silicone. I would guess something at least 500 degrees Fahrenheit rated. The stuff I picked up from Lowe's is rated up to 1300 degrees Fahrenheit, so that should be sufficient. And again, I'm just going to put that in between the blocks to give that a seal. And so when this is all said and done, I'm going to have the type 2 barrier along with the type 1 barrier stacked on top of each other. and then I'll have a type 2 barrier protecting the wall. And so that should give us plenty of protection, and that will meet all of the minimum requirements that the manufacturer calls out in their manual. All right, so I'm going to go get some of those blocks and start bringing them in, and we'll start laying them in here. Okay. Like this one, for example, looks like it's got a little low spot. I'm going to rotate this one around. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Alright, once that all looks good, I'm going to start pulling those back out, and I will get them glued down and see where we're at. Okay, so I've got all of the seams sealed up. Now the next thing I want to do is just make sure all of the cracks are lined up here.